All right, so this is Bodo. This is home for you. What does Bodo mean to you?
This is my stomping ground. This is where my best childhood friends. This is the neighborhood where they come out and scold you. Everybody know you belong to Pops. You want something to drink, you go by Black Godmother, you buy a special. Your Uncle Sparks held along there, the agricultural side of it. Seeing how Bodo evolved to be the center of agriculture for the St. Well, actually this district, St. Thomas. I learned to play ball on this basketball court. You ride your bike in the afternoons. You start from the fire station, you come down and you bank on the corner. You come, you play some basketball, you race your bike again. And that actually helped me to have muscle coordination. And it actually is this is my roots. Bodo mean everything to me, to be honest. Straight out of Bodo.
This is your second election. Considering the special election, that will make it your third. Why enter the race to be a legislator? And what are the contributing factors fueling this pursuit?
I didn't plan to be a politician or anything in politics. What I wanted to do was actually be a policy advisor to somewhere United Nations, to some world conflict, because I actually studied Middle Eastern politics. But coming home, I realized the need for us to become the change we want to see. Mm-hmm. I did my master's in organizational leadership, and I understood that studying leaders like Gandhi, Mandela, you have Indira Gandhi, you have, Kotosong over there in the Philippines. You have so many leaders, and when you study organizational leadership, Renaissance leadership, being a servant leader, you understand that it's imperative at some point to leave from in a stance, from being a spectator, and you have to become a player in the game. That's the concept.
So don't complain, become a part of the process.
Yes, exactly. And we have a lot of people with salty opinions, but no solutions. And given the fact that I had the formal education, I have the passion for home. I ain't going no place. This is home. Mm-hmm. We're going to sink, we're going to swim together. And I felt that, there was a tugging need for me to become involved in the process. And to become involved in the process, you change the policy that you have an issue with.
Of course. So the election, the court case,
mm-hmm.
the victory,
mm-hmm.
was it all necessary?
It was.
And why?
It was because, for me, it wasn't a personal victory. It's a victory for whom. And we never realized the importance of what we're doing until decades later, when you realize, so-and-so did this. Look at Dr. King, when he was doing what he did, only the children would march with Dr. King. Parents thought nothing ain't going to change, and he was risking his life for something foolish. But if you don't force change wouldn't happen. And the wheels of justice grind slow, but they grind. Mm-hmm. So what this case did was highlight the fact that we have a flawed election system.
Okay.
It highlighted that we had no clear vetting process for candidates. What we ask of people for a normal job, we don't ask of our candidates. And these are serious positions that you're going to pay $85,000 of the taxpayers' money to. You must properly vet a policymaker. Okay. It highlighted the fact that we have no political maturity, because we haven't even drafted we don't even have a constitution. We're still on the Revised Organic Act of 1954. And it woke people up to actually be like, we have a problem. And in any democracy, the safeguard, that, like in the fire department, the fire marshal could go and shut something down. He's quiet, but he's powerful. Mm-hmm. In a democracy, the Board of Elections is a very powerful entity, and we have to understand the role of a free and fair election in a democracy. So what happened was needed. It wasn't personal. It's a matter of the concept and the principle.
Reach to those who watching this platform who may sympathize with Mr. Rodriguez. Mm-hmm. And there are some who said, listen, despite that he had a flawed system, he won fair and share. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He did one fair and share. And they came the name where they said sore loser. You just mentioned it. So, and, touching to those that let them know that it wasn't personal, I guess that's what you would say?
It wasn't personal because the foreign movement campaigns kept it clean. Up to now, we have never talked about Mr. Rodriguez. We didn't really attack him. And there are people that, I don't know who he is as a person, so I can't sit here honestly and talk about him as a person. But it could have been my brother and my father. If you lie on an application, then I don't know how you win anything fair and square. Look at sports. You can't run a race doped up for a race, win the gold medal, and then when you take that drug test and they find out that you were doped up,
they revoke it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the concept is the same. We have nice people who do dumb things. And I'm not saying that he's not a nice person, but you can't want to be a lawmaker and circumvent the same system to which you want to create in a class. You can't do that. It's an oxymoron.
And I want to stay here to be you're going to probably smile because we've had our, I've shared my input on the situation. I've played both sides and I've said my opinion, and you've came out and you said, well, Emmett stated his opinion, but this is the law.
Yeah. And that's the problem. We have a lot of opinions here, but your opinion is not the law. And at some point, we can apply the code when we want to apply it, how we want to apply it, and to who we want to apply it. And that's why in the Virgin Islands, we have a lackluster system because we don't have nothing is across the board. You know so-and-so, I know so-and-so, so let me just turn a blind eye. And you can't continue to operate like that and expect to have progress. And like I say, it wasn't personal for me, but I mean, and as a leader, I learned to always take a position. Even if you disagree with my position, we can respectfully disagree. And I will disagree with you on the politics, never get personal, but I say my position. I don't believe any leader should be wishy-washy. And my position has never changed.
So now break it down. Why vote for Janelle Sarauw?
One,
Janelle Sarauw, what are you going to do?
My passion is deep, my intentions are pure. We can't run on the fact that, some people in the Virgin Islands, to be honest, our politicians run for office most times as a post lifetime job. You run for politics when you're in retirement. You run for politics because you're mad at the system and your emotions are guiding you. But I believe that coupled with my passion, my level of education, understanding that there must be changes in the VI code. It ain't gonna happen overnight. A 2-year term is not going to change it, but we have to get the ball rolling. Our generation has absolutely no representation in it whatsoever. Our demographic is often overlooked. When I campaign, people tell me, Janelle, skip them young people, they don't vote. Well, they have nothing for which to vote for, So, and you continue to see the same archaic principles being done over and over. You recycle the same politicians over and over. And I don't mind a politician being older, but I believe that you have to be progressive in your thinking. And it's time that we embrace things like, the marijuana industry, the seaweed industry, the marine industry, going back to the bond market for capital projects, not to sustain the government. And this takes not only experience, it takes not only emotions, but it takes policy making is a profession. And in going to school and studying politics and leadership, you are taught basically how to break down laws, and you have to understand the global trends. You have to understand what is happening around you and how you could shape that policy, how you remain competitive. So I believe all of that, given my youth, how energized I am, I'm courageous, transparent, accountable. I believe that's the perfect recipe to make a good policy maker, and I wish that more people in this generation actually step forward to even become engaged in the process.
But for those who are watching, who are registered, you're asking them to vote for you?
I am number 11 on the ballot.
Hi, I'm Janelle K. Sarauw. I'm asking for your support in the special election on April 8th. Thank you.
All right, let's get some fun questions now for a little closer look into you. Tell us your favorite food.
Saltfish with dumpling, boiled plantain, and I like lobster. I love lobster. And crab legs.
That's a lot.
Okay. Seafood.
Your most embarrassing moment?
Carnival Queen. It was question and answer, and I came out on stage to answer the question, and they asked me about something that I knew that I could ace, and then somebody started cheer for me, and then I forgot the question, and I forgot the answer, and you couldn't ask.
So you bust?
I bust, and I knew the answer, but I don't know what happened after the person started cheer. So I just walk off the stage, but I still won.
If you could have a conversation with someone from the past, who would it be, and what would that conversation be?
Mandela. Because of how young he was, he fought for the liberation of South Africans, and he was able, after he came out of jail, he didn't even seek revenge. His prison guard was his security guard, was on his security team, and he He talked about reconciliation and the African Ubuntu spirit. So and right now that's what's needed in a volatile political climate. So it'll be Mandela.
Now, Sarauw, a candidate in a special election, become involved, not sit on the sidelines, not complain about our government, but become involved in a government that governs you. And I'm asking for your support on April 8th and vote for me. You can check out our website at www.janelle.com. I'm asking humbly for your support to elect someone young, transparent, educated, courageous, and willing to serve the people of this territory.